Hi everyone, and welcome back to Flosstube number 4. I'm Jessica and I'm going by Stitching Colours here on Flosstube. I have worked on a total of 7 pieces over the last 2 weeks for a total of 12,187 stitches. I managed to get a finish, which you'll see shortly, and I will also talk about some plans for the coming month ahead and a little bit of Christmas plans. So the first piece I worked on was Little Helpers by Pain Free Crafts. This is an artwork by Anne Stokes and is stitched 25 count 1/1 full cross, and I was working on the second page. So you can see I've got the little dragon medallion pretty much all finished now, and I've just got to finish off that page and then I'll be moving on to the next one. So there's a lot of confetti in that little dragon amulet and in the tree, but I'm starting to get some of the wallpaper in the background over here, and then right down the bottom here is where there is a photo album that's sitting on the mantle of the fireplace. So it gets me very excited to come back to that one and have something to look at. So I got 2,178 stitches on that one. My next piece is Lackadaisy Card Shark, which is a Heaven and Earth Designs piece, and the artwork is by Tracy Butler. So this one I got 1,227 stitches completed, and you'll see here. So there was a hole that I had not filled in the black up here, and I just started working my way down the page, filling in as much as I could, block by block. And yeah, it's really starting to come to life. It's going to take a long time before I get a huge amount to look at, just because of the black on the borders, but it's looking really exciting. I still have to say my favourite part so far is this queue and just getting in that top ear. The next piece I have is Little Dreamer Tree. This is a Heaven and Earth Designs chart by Amy Stewart, also stitched 25 count 1/1. This is on plain white fabric, so I gridded it with a friction pen. So this one I got 1,193 stitches completed, and I got to the bottom of this page, the top page here, and I'm pretty close to the bottom of the first page on the right hand side below the star, I guess you would say. So this one is very heavy confetti, but it is starting to come along, and now that I've got more filled in, it is getting a bit better. I think some of the difficulty with this one and some of the other pieces I've worked on in the past is that I was more going towards cross-country stitching, and I found it really hard to fill in those last couple of colours. I'd just extend more and more and more and wouldn't get any finished areas, and it wasn't fun coming back to fill in that last colour. So the way I've changed is by stitching each 100 stitch square and then parking over to the right in the topmost left stitch of that colour. So, and then once I get to that next box, I flip the colours, all the park threads over to the top. Like, you can't see it this one because I've put them on a bobbin to keep them out of the way, but then I start with the bottommost parked thread, and that seems to work for me and keep them out of my way. Especially stitching in hand, it's a little bit more complicated when you're doing parking. The threads seem to get tangled a bit easier. Next piece I had was Dragon Race Into the Night by Heaven and Earth Designs. The artwork is by Rose Khan. So this one got a total of 1,160 stitches over the 2 days. So all of these pieces had 2 days worked on them. So you can see I've got to the edge of this page here, and right over here is where the flag is. So yeah, it's really exciting. I got another little dragon here, and then part of a dragon, purple dragon there, and there's another purple dragon down lower. So it may not be coming very well through. That's probably a little better. It's going to be very exciting once I get through to the next page. Also on the edge of this page, can I get it sitting right? Yes. You might not be able to see, but there's the edge of the tower from the castle. It's right in the middle. It's like the top tower, which is really exciting to see something other than sky. The next piece is the Fairy Tale Sampler, which is by Dragon Dreams, and that's this one. So I previously worked on this piece for 1 day and got the top section done up here, and that meant that when I came to it for the next these 2 days, it was getting some really good progress. This one is stitched on vintage lavender 32 count linen. So this is my finish. So here we go. We've got the top section here, which was completed down to the first line of lettering. I have not ironed this yet, so fun times. Okay, then we've got the first line of the specialty stitches. That was the first bit that I started with, and then I moved my way down and got the whole lot finished, including the beads. So I am loving how that looked. I wonder if it will come through better. Maybe? You're not getting the full actual colour here. It's a bit darker than what it's coming through as. I wonder if I fold it. It might. No, it's still looking just about white. So this is a printed, I might take a photo. This is a printed fabric, so on one side there is some visible mottling, and on the other side it's a very pale pink. Yeah. So this was very exciting, but I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it at this point in time. My next piece that I worked on, this had 3,100 stitches over the 2 days, and that got it a finish. So the next piece I have is the Mythical Creatures alphabet stitch along. Which is somewhere in here. Here. And this is a Pain Free Crafts pattern based on Stanley Morrison's artwork and was the 2020 stitch along. So I got 1,267 stitches on it. So this is stitched 2/2 on 28 count. So the main area I was focusing on was over the side. I got all of the bars filled in, and then I've got most of the border down to the bottom of the second page. Wait, it would help if I was looking at the right one. This side is the actual right side I was working on. So the vase is all finished, and then I've got the border in the green most of the way down. It's all the way down to the bottom of the second page here, and a little bit further I've done the outlines around it. So next time I've got to finish in the yellow, and then I will be able to start the next row of letters. So this is what it's looking like overall, and I think from memory the D is meant to be a dragon. So I love the Cerebus and the basilisk is very cool too. So the next piece and the last piece I worked on was the Evening in the Park by Chatelaine. This is stitched on a 32 count Midnight Linen by the Crosswing Collection, which is a hand painted fabric, and I have been, let's put it up the right way. That is the right way. I have been working on the trees around the outside, so I've now gotten just over halfway, and so I have about 5,000 stitches left to go. Yeah. So this is the top half. It's probably easier to see it like so. And you can see the lanterns are looking absolutely amazing. Although I did notice a bit of an issue. Well, not really an issue, but I realized last night that I was supposed to be doing the half stitches on the lanterns. So they've got full stitches inside, and then they've got 10 stitches or half stitches around the outside to mimic the light filtering out around. They're supposed to be 1/1 10 stitch, but I've done them 2/1. Well, I mean, no, sorry, they're supposed to be 1/2 10 stitches, and I've done them 2/2 10 stitches. So it's not going to be an issue of thread, they're just going to stand out a little bit more. I think I didn't think anything of it because the full crosses are stitched 2/2, so I just continued the same thread and went out and did the 10 stitches or half stitches in the background. So, oops, oh well, it'll make it creative and the lamps will just stand out a wee bit more. So I am very excited, and I am planning on working on this for another 2 or 3 days, and I will see where I get to. Hopefully I want to get this one finished soon. Once I've finished all of these lanterns and trees, all I've got left is the beads around this lantern, tree and snow section. There's a few in there, and then the back stitching. So all of the other beading has been completed. It's just a matter of getting this last bit of the tree, or the trees and the lamps and the snow. So I'll spend at least another couple of days on it, maybe longer. We'll see how I get on. So that was the last piece I worked on over the last 2 weeks. So I have discovered that we are at 85 days until Christmas as of today, which is the 1st of October. So I kind of had to think about what I was going to do for the rest of the year in preparation for next year. In the past, not this year, but so 2021, I participated in WIPGO and found it very difficult to follow along because I didn't have enough pieces. I kind of I'm not sure I filled in my board in a way that was meaningful enough for myself. So I have made up my mind that I want to give WIPGO a go again next year, assuming it's still running. But in doing so, I need to have a few more pieces started. So you will see a few more pieces getting started over the next 3 months before the end of the year. But I have expected that I will probably have a couple of new starts as on my board, assuming it still runs. And talking about new starts, so the Christmas Lodge by Dominic Davidson, I am planning on starting on the 1st of December, and am planning on setting up a hashtag in Instagram in case anyone wants to join in stitching in a Christmas piece coming into December. So I will get that all sorted out closer to the time. We're only in October, but in case anyone wants to join me in starting or working on a Christmas piece in December, it'll be a lot of fun. Thank you all for coming back and watching, or finding this channel and watching. And if you've made it till here, well, I hope you come back for more. And thank you for everyone's lovely comments that I've had. They've been amazing, and it always amazes me just how fantastic this community is. Alright, I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend and that the weather is nice. Thank you. Bye.